Impeachment managers on their way to the U.S. Senate after days of ceremony and procedural fights, making their opening argument Trump's guilt is clear.
President Trump withheld hundreds of millions of dollars in military aid to a strategic partner at war with Russia to secure foreign help with his reelection. In other words, to cheat. In this way, the president used official state powers available only to him and unavailable to any political opponent to advantage himself in a Democratic election.
Democrats say there is even more evidence to be uncovered, but failed in their initial attempt Tuesday to force Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell to call witnesses at the beginning of the trial.
The very first thing the American people saw when they tuned into the impeachment trial of President Trump was Republican senators voting against having a fair trial with relevant evidence. The impeachment trial of President Trump begins with a cloud hanging over it, a cloud of unfairness.
McConnell said no decision about witnesses until opening arguments are over, but could end up bowing to the majority of Americans who want witnesses called.
He understands that if it looks like a fake trial, that would be bad from a public opinion standpoint and could be harmful to the party in November. So he wants it to look like a trial in the sense that there are opening statements from each side. The senators have a chance to ask questions. But of course, he doesn't want the trial to go on indefinitely, and he wants there to be an acquittal in the end.
A marathon day of arguments against Trump appeared to change few minds.
The main dynamic that's going to change is what happens when the president makes his case. So, of course, we haven't heard that yet. I'm anxious to see what happens then. And my gut is that since we haven't heard that version, that's going to be a game changer.
Trump's lawyers set to begin their defense Saturday, but the president's allies are already accusing Democrats of using the impeachment process for political gain.
When it comes to Donald Trump, they're willing to destroy the institution of the office in the name of getting him.
Democrats have 2 more days for their opening arguments. But a battle over allowing White House officials to testify in return for the testimony of former Vice President Joe Biden is already brewing.
That's not a trade. Trials aren't trades for witnesses. They want to use this trial to smear the Bidens. That's not the purpose of the trial, and the senators should not allow it to be abused in that way.
If McConnell doesn't change his stance or a deal isn't reached, it would mark the first Senate impeachment trial without witnesses. Catherine Gibson, VOA News, Capitol Hill.